told me I could be one of you.
You are more than they can ever be. They are just foot soldiers in the Great War. You will make kings rise and fall.
Hello, my sweet summer children. I'm back with some juice to get you through the long night. Before I jump into the video, I just want to thank everyone that showed up for my live stream Friday night. It was my first one ever. Even though I had no idea what I was doing, y'all were bearing with me. Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun. If you notice that you can no longer access the stream, it's because I don't know what I'm doing, so I don't leave them up. So make sure you're subscribed and you hit that notification bell so you will be alerted when I do live stream. And also you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter because I announce it ahead of time. But anyway, today we are going to be talking about a fan favorite, and that is Gendry of the House Baratheon, or Gendry the Bastard. But have you ever wondered, you know, like, well, why is Gendry around? I mean, there has to be a really important reason to bring Gendry back, right? He left in season 3 and he just kind of disappeared. And then 4 seasons later, he comes back and he became a part of Jon White's Watch. Now, there are some major differences between the show Gendry and book Gendry. And let's just get those out of the way so that we are all on the same page. In the books, Gendry doesn't know he's Robert Baratheon's son, and he's currently working as a blacksmith at the inn at the crossroads. This is the inn where Arya met up with Hot Pie. There is another bastard of Robert Baratheon in the books, and he is named Edric Storm. So Edric is an acknowledged bastard of Robert Baratheon. His mother is a highborn lady. She was Stannis' wife's cousin, and Edric was fathered on Stannis and Selyse's wedding night, which was a big controversy in itself. But anyway, Edric is fostered at Storm's End by Renly Baratheon, and he eventually winds up with Stannis. The leech thing, the whole leech thing, and the royal blood, king's blood thing, that whole storyline happens to Edric in the books, and it's actually Edric that is sent away by Davos. He's actually currently hiding in Lys. So what the show Game of Thrones does, which I think they do it quite well, is they merge characters together and they make composite characters. So on the show, Gendry is not only Gendry, Gendry is also Edric Storm. So they have made a composite character, and it's Gendry, but it's encompassing Gendry's story and Edric's story in one character. So Robert has a few bastards around, but for show purposes, Gendry is the last bastard of House Baratheon. He holds the Baratheon line in his hand, but does that alone make him important? I say kind of. I think it makes him important, but he's also important because he has a relationship with a lot of the power players in the final season. He has relationships with Arya. He has a relationship with Davos. He has a relationship with all the people in the Brotherhood. He has a relationship with Melisandre, and now he has a relationship with Jon. So I get asked often if Gendry could be the king, and the answer is simply yes. At the end of this thing, Gendry could be king. So the actor Joe Dempsey, who plays Gendry, he's filmed a lot for season 8. At least that's what he said in an interview. So we can expect to see him quite often on screen. So Gendry will definitely be back next season. But what is he going to be doing? Will he be back just to fight White Walkers, or does Gendry have a bigger role to play? Well, one very interesting thing from Gendry's past is that he was a blacksmith apprentice for Tobho Mott in King's Landing. But one thing that you might not have known about Tobho Mott may end up being very important. Tobho Mott is a blacksmith from Qohor. He basically does the best blacksmith work that money can buy. He is rumored to be the only blacksmith that can add color to armor or sword without using paint. And he treats smithing as an art. He says he is the best smith in the 7 kingdoms. But the most important thing about Tobho Mott is that he is one of the last people alive that knows how to rework Valyrian steel. It is Tobel Mott that Tywin commissioned to melt down Ned Stark's sword Ice and forge two swords, Oathkeeper and Whittle's Wail. So it's kind of odd that Gendry apprentices under one of the 3 living smiths that know how to rework Valyrian steel. I think this cannot be by accident, and it deserves a second look, because this could mean that either Tobel Mott or Gendry may need to rework some Valyrian steel in the near future. So a lot of people were wondering if Robert's Warhammer was actually Valyrian steel, or if a Valyrian steel Warhammer could be forged. So I'll just clear that up real quick. So Valyrian steel is actually known for being really lightweight. So Valyrian steel wouldn't necessarily work for a Warhammer. Warhammers need to be heavy so that when you swing them, they crush shit, like chest plates, rubies everywhere. Valyrian steel is just too light for that, so Valyrian steel isn't good for a Warhammer. But there was an Easter egg hidden in Gendry's Warhammer, and we're going to talk about it and what it could mean. First, let's say Gendry knows how to rework Valyrian steel. That means Oathkeeper and Whittle's Wail could be melted back down and ice could be reforged. Or maybe other weapons can be forged. Bran can go back in time and find out the recipe for Valyrian steel, and if Gendry could not rework Valyrian steel, maybe he'll make some more Valyrian steel. Now let's look at this Warhammer that Gendry has in Season 7. Do you see the stag on it? Well, let me explain what this means. Bastards of Westeros have no right to wear their father's sigil or their family's coat of arms. However, recognized bastards can wear their father's colors, but in reverse. House Baratheon's sigil is a crowned black stag on a gold field. Gendry's Warhammer is House Baratheon's colors in reverse, a gold stag on black. This is probably why he doesn't want the gold cloaks to see this Warhammer, and then Davos intentionally covers it up as well. Gendry reversing House Baratheon's colors may mean that he intends on being recognized as Robert Baratheon's heir. So when Jon is crowned king in the north, they call him the White Wolf.
Jon Snow avenged the Red Wedding. He is the White Wolf, the king in the north.
Now, you might at first think the White Wolf has something to do with ghosts, but that's not what it's about. It's about Jon being a bastard. Technically, Jon can't use the sigil of House Stark, even though he does in the show, but it's just a callback to the books because House Stark's sigil is a gray direwolf on an ice white field. But Jon is a bastard, so Jon's colors would actually be reversed. His colors would be a white wolf on a gray field. So Gendry is openly stating he is the Baratheon heir. I've said time and time about history repeating itself. When Aegon took the Seven Kingdoms, his bastard brother, Orys Baratheon, was given Storm's End. It just so happens that Jon's name is Aegon and he could give Storm's End to a bastard Baratheon. But what if Storm's End isn't enough for Gendry? What if Gendry feels he's the true heir to the Iron Throne and he wants it? Well, this isn't an impossible thought, but from what we know of Gendry, he's not an ambitious person and he's kind of thick-headed. So I actually see him being quite happy being legitimized and named the Lord of Storm's End. There is also the theory that a lot of fans want to come to pass, and that is Arya marrying Gendry. I would love to see that, and it's very possible, but I just don't see it happening. I think Arya's final destination ends in Braavos. Although they do compare Arya to Lyanna a lot, so maybe Arya will be Gendry's Lyanna, but she won't run away with a Targaryen prince. She'll actually be a Baratheon wife. So whatever Gendry's future role is, it's going to be important. He's not just there to fight White Walkers, so whether he will be forging Valyrian steel weapons, regular weapons, becoming a great lord of Westeros, marrying a highborn lady of Westeros, becoming king of the Seven Kingdoms, or something else entirely that I haven't thought of, you let me know what that is. But it has been hammered into us that bastards can rise high in the world. We've seen bastard kings, bastard lords, bastard lord commanders. We've seen bastards everywhere.
But you're a bastard. A trueborn will always have the stronger claim.
I've been naturalized by a royal decree from
Tommen Baratheon? Another bastard.
Bastards can rise high in the world. Like your half-brother, Jon Snow. Born the bastard of Winterfell, now the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch.
But Gendry is the last Baratheon. He is the only person that can carry on the Baratheon line on the show. And he's super important to be brought back onto the show after going missing for several seasons. It's not like Joe Dempsey is cheap and they just brought him back just because. He obviously has some vital role to play, and I think it's heavily foreshadowed that not only will he become the Lord of Storm's End, but he will also be forging weapons for the wars to come. But what do you think? I'm interested to know. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone that supports me on Patreon. Thank you guys for all your support over there. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and join the Sweet Summer family. Okay, my sweet summer children, have a good day.
Shame.